Welcome back to Man Down Sports. You just see from the thumbnail, we got to recap Game 3 of OKC Thunder, Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota Timberwolves routed them 40-plus point blowout. Anthony Edwards played phenomenal basketball. Randall played phenomenal basketball. Role players, bench, Rudy Gobert. They had Terrence Shannon Jr., the rookie, come in. He couldn't miss. He was phenomenal. The defense was really good. The crowd was into it. They really got on them very early. Put this game away in the first quarter. They went up 20 points in the first quarter, and they didn't look back after that, right? So I talk about what I seen different for Minnesota, and then I get into what I seen with SGA, because it has to start at the top. If you're gonna give critique or criticism out for a team, start with the best player first, and then you can go down from there, right? So I talk about the good on Minnesota part, what I seen different, what I seen better. I talk about Edwards, and then I talk about SGA, and then we'll open the phone lines up. I'll let some of y'all get in here, man. Y'all let me know who in the house. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me good. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. And make sure I'm coming in through my mic pretty good. Let me check. Test. Oh, nope. Not coming. Test. Okay, that's better. Do I sound good? Do I sound better now? Or did it not change at all? So yeah, Minnesota, okay, home game. So the crowd's gonna be into it. They're gonna respond a little bit different. They're gonna be ready to rock and roll. Plus, they was in a desperate situation, been down 2-0, but they get to go home. And one thing I did expect for the game to be called a little bit different. It seemed like in OKC, the referees kind of went with the momentum of the home team, and most of the ticky-tack fouls and a lot of the steals that OKC got, how physical they was able to play defensively. It seemed like they got a little bit of a little bit more rope than Minnesota. They switched it in this Minnesota game at home. The rope was more toward the Minnesota side. So, but that's expected in the playoffs. That's what happened in the Denver series as well. They swung it on how they called it, and it's up to you as the team to figure out if I'm gonna win this game the way they created it, the environment, or am I gonna lose it, right? So you can't complain about it. It happens, right? So OKC can't complain about the calls because they was getting the calls, or they was getting the benefit of the doubt two straight games in OKC. So they can't get mad that Minnesota got the benefit of the doubt tonight. However, you do got to come out there and play better than that, right? So, and Minnesota took advantage of it, and the shot making followed, right? When you got momentum and you got the wind behind your sail, shot making usually follows, and everything follows, right? So Anthony Edwards had 2 good games in a row. His first game wasn't that good. He only attempted 13 games. It looked much like SGA's game today. But his second game was really good. It's just that he didn't have Randall to help him, and then they still turned the ball over, and then he still wasn't knocking down his 3. He was 1 for 9. He shot 8 more threes, so he pretty much did the same thing, but he hit 5 of them, right? And he hit 2 or 3 of them very early in the first quarter to let you know it's going to be a long night. And it was a long night. He got 30, he hit 5 threes. Defense was all over the place. His mid-range was there. He was in the post. He was getting to the hole. All of that good stuff, right? So all of that was fantastic. Everything went their way, right? So and you got to know that if you win by 40 plus, you got to know everything you went your way, and it went their way pretty much the whole game except for that first 5 minutes of the third quarter when they came at a halftime, right? On the other side, OKC. Obviously they played decent defense. It wasn't horrible. It was just these guys was making shots. But this is what I'm disappointed in from SGA. The adjustment that Minnesota made with SGA, because of course the first 2 games they was like, we're gonna put our best defender on you, which is McDaniels. We're going to pick you up half court. We're going to pressure you. Every time you dribble the ball, you're going to have pressure in your face and all of that stuff. SGA was destroying that type of coverage. You get physical with me. I'm going to get to my spot. I'm going to use your physicality against you. I'm going to get and ones. I'm going to get to the free throw line. I'm going to pull up my mid range. I'm going to do all those things. So the first game when he was doing that, he got about 13 free throws. And I think the complaint was he's getting every call. Second game, that was like, all right. And I think McDaniel fouled out of that game as well. Second game, they did the same thing, thinking that the calls was going to go different. And he still was getting the calls. So what they did in this game, instead of being very physical with him and pressuring him as soon as he got to half court, they just backed off of him. It was like, well, SGA don't like to take threes. Well, I ain't gonna say he don't like to take them. He don't take a lot of threes. How many threes did he shoot tonight? I know he hit 2 of them. I saw him hit 2. He took 5 threes, which is a little bit more because he only took 2 last game, right? He was 1 for 2 last game. So the 3-point shot is not something he want to take a lot of. He like to get to his mid-range. He like to get in the paint. He like to do those things. So they said, look, if you want to get to the mid-range, we'll just wait for you, right? So instead of us trying to go over screens and being physical with you and stuff, we just go under the screens. We just go back off of you, and then we'll let you make your move. We'll just wait for you, right? You want to rise up. And what I seen from him was a lot of indecisiveness. It's almost like when you drive to the hole and you jump and you expect that contact because as soon as I get that contact, I'm gonna go ahead and put the ball up, right? Well, what a lot of people used to do back in the day, when you come in and if they know you go jump into the defender to get that contact before you make the shot, what they'll do is they'll act like they're gonna be there, and then they just move out of the way. And when you don't feel that contact, it throws you off with your decision making because your muscle memory is like is expecting it. Your shot is based off that muscle memory. Well, it's the same thing that was going on with SGA. When he was driving to get his mid-range, the contact to usually be there, he'll get his bump off of it and get to his mid-range. What they was doing is saying, we're not even going to get that physical with you. So they was giving him the mid-range wide open, and he didn't trust it. His muscle memory was used to having a body there, a hand in his face, and it wasn't there. And a lot of times he got up in the air. One time he got up in the air, Gobert was right there. Easy shot. Got up in the air and then turned around and looked for a pass, but Hartenstein was open, so he came down and traveled. Horrible play. A couple of other times he got up in the air and then passed it to people at the 3-point line. It wasn't a turnover, but he passed up a open mid-range shot a lot of time. I think I seen him do it 4 times. One time was in the third quarter, the one when he traveled, and there was a couple of them in the first quarter, maybe one in the second quarter. Those was crucial plays though. Like he needed to put those shots up. He needed to get those up, right? He left a lot of bullets out there in the clip. He didn't shoot all his bullets. He went out there and the game plan actually made him indecisive, and it was good on Minnesota for that, man. So that's what SGA got to get better at. Even though they didn't play the fourth quarter, taking 13 shots, that's the same thing that we criticized Edwards for in game 1. Taking 13 shots, right? He took 13 shots, turned the ball over 4 times. He got to be better. He's got to do way better than that. So Black Diesel said, "Miss me with that muscle memory." Hey, I don't know what to tell you. It's the truth. Why else would you get up there and be indecisive for a wide open jump shot? I know what I'm saying when I looked at it, but yeah, horrible game. I'm opening the phone lines up, man. See what y'all got. I got a super chat in here. Sergio, $10 super sticker. Appreciate that, bro. $10 super sticker. Let's see. I think he was talking from the standpoint of if he wins Western Conference Final MVP and win the chips in the Finals MVP, he would be the best in the world right now. No, I still think he's the best player in the league right now. I believe that. But he got his lunch ate today by Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards whooped his tail. So now I guess when you hear best player in the world, you figure that's never supposed to happen. That's not true. You could absolutely get your lunch ate. It's a lot of good players in the basketball league, and one night can be their night and not your night. It happens. I mean, we hear the story of Michael. Now, how he's going to respond will tell us a lot about OKC and SGA, and a lot about Anthony Edwards in Minnesota. So the response will be big. But I expect Minnesota to come out desperate to defend home court advantage or defend their home court when they come out and play. Do I expect a 40-point blowout? No. I didn't expect a 40-point blowout. I expected Minnesota to win, play well, but I expected OKC to play a little bit better than this. I expected SGA to play a little bit better than this as well. But he got his lunch, he got his tail whoop. But no, I do believe now when if you're referring to the last stream we had, yeah, I was asking the panel, like, if he come home with all his hardware after the season, finals MVP, finals victory, conference finals MVP, league MVP, scoring title. If he come home with all that at the end of the summer, what will it look like for like the NBA landscape? Because that's how they flip flop and move. It went from Kawhi to Giannis to Jokic, right? As a matter of fact, it almost went to Edwards last year before last. Like, they was ready to crown Edwards when he first started playing MVP level basketball last year or year before last. It was one of them. And we had the conversation on our panel. We was excited about Edwards as well. He's coming. Like, we got a whole episode that we did based on if Anthony Edwards was going to be that next guy. We had that conversation. We were really excited. This was before mainstream really jumped on Edwards, right? So I'm really high on Edwards as well. I just think SGA is the better player right now, and I think he's the best player in the league. And I think you get some validation from that when your peers recognize you as such, and so does the NBA community as far as awarding you the most valuable player. So it's some validity to that, but it is what it is, man. I take all the criticism that's due to Shea 100%. And I don't have nobody else to critique but Shea on OKC. He's the leader of the team. That's how it's supposed to go. If you go give him his kudos when he has 38, when he come back with 14, you gotta critique him as well. Is Sports T going to be on the show or call in tonight? I'm not sure. I haven't talked to her today, but she'll probably see it later. But she'll be on the show Friday. I'm pretty sure she'll have her turn to say what she got to say. You know what I mean? It's all fun and games. At the end of the day, I'm not SGA, so like critiquing him or giving him any criticism is not something that affects me at all. Give him all the criticism y'all want to give him. That's what's supposed to happen. He played like crap today. You're supposed to critique him. If more people was thinking like that, because I think people personalize this thing a little bit too much. Like they like a team or they like a player a little bit too much to where they feel offended if you offend that player, or if you critique that player, they feel critiqued. You know what I mean? Or if like I pick a team to win and that team don't win, when someone critiques how bad that team played, that I gotta feel some type of I don't know. Like I don't have if y'all new to the channel, I don't have an emotion tied to players or teams. So I feel like I gotta keep explaining it to people that when they're new to the channel. I don't have a team. I'm from North Carolina, so I don't like the Tar Heels. I don't like the Panthers, but I have their stuff up there just to represent my state. But if the Panthers get whooped, I can care less. If the Tar Heels get whooped, I can care less. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't have a heart for it, and I don't even have an NBA favorite as far as teams. My favorite players of all time is Rod Strickland. So, I mean, that's just how I am. So, y'all came to the wrong place if y'all thought that, oh man, you was wrong about this. Absolutely. I say I agree. Whatever I was wrong about, I was wrong about. But I tell you why I said what I said. Sergio. But I'm gonna open the phone lines up so y'all can call in and have y'all lump of flesh. Sergio, another $10 super chat. Appreciate it. All love, just basketball talk, and we all got different views. Of course. But if y'all come up here and get in that pot, I'm gonna have to turn the stove on. That's just what it is. All right, phone lines are open, y'all. Let's get into it. While y'all getting y'all phones ready, so let's look at some more stuff. So SGA was the leading scorer for OKC with 14 points, 4-13 shooting. Of course, the starters didn't play in the fourth quarter because they was getting blowed out so bad. 4 turnovers for SGA, 4 turnovers for Jalen Williams. He had 13. I don't think Jalen Williams played all that horrible. When he had open shots, he hit them. He hit a couple of threes as well at crucial moments. Getting to the hole wasn't it wasn't easy for them tonight. Chet Holmgren, I mean, there was a couple of plays Randall got to the hole and finished over Chet Holmgren. Like, it wasn't dunks, but there was like the closest you can get to a dunk when you just touching the backboard. He was slapping boards on Chet Holmgren like twice, and I was like, dang, man, Chet Holmgren can't block that. It was two plays. Oh, man, it would have been huge for him to get them blocks right then, but Randall finished on them twice. Let me see what's going on with this thing. Caller, can you hear me? Hold on, let me make sure. Y'all put a one in the chat if y'all can hear the caller. Nope, I got it off. Hold on. All right, go ahead, caller. I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Fitz did a pretty good job today, but he has to play Garza. He let Shannon play and get some minutes, but he got to play Garza too against that rotation. They too deep, so you have to use some of your bench too. You just can't come off with the same 2 regular guys. You got to let Shannon and Garza play. Garza against Hardenstein. You got to let him get them fouls, because sometimes, and they got to stop throwing Rudy bounce passes. You cannot catch a bounce pass.
You know what? But Garza got minutes when the game was already blown out. I don't think he'd be part of the rotation in the close game. But maybe he should, like you said.
It be close. It could be in the first half or in the third quarter.
Yeah.
But he got to play him. You got to play him against that lineup. You got to put more of a rotation out there to go, because they play about 9, 10 deep if they can.
They go 10. Yeah, they go 10 deep. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got to go deeper in his bench too. Too bad the other little point guard is hurt. I wish he was still playing.
Which one?
Tonight. His name it's not Dillingham, it's the other one.
Is there a rookie?
Yeah.
So you know what? I forgot his name too. But you know what's unique about him? If you go back and look at it was either the last game or the next to the last game that they played in the regular season against Minnesota, right? They had some people missing. They had some people out. Randall was out. Gobert was out. Some other guys were out. So they had to play that rookie. And they let him play one-on-one with Shea, and he did a phenomenal job against Shea. So I thought I was going to – I want to say they put him in the first game of the series. They threw him out there in the first game. I want to say that, but I don't see him. He didn't get no tick today, so maybe he is hurt. But
he's in plain clothes.
He was? Okay. Well, he could bring it just as well as Shannon Jr. could, and his defense was there as well. So I thought we was going to see him just by how well he played against SGA. Is it Jalen Clark? That's his name? Hold on.
No, he got the Braves. Is his name Jalen?
Oh, yeah, Jalen Clark. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, he played. Jalen Clark. Yeah, he played. That's him. Jalen Clark. Hey, Jalen Clark played phenomenal against SGA in the regular season. So, yeah, that's. I mean, if they wanna add Shannon Jr. and Jay Clark to the rotation, I think they should. I really think they should.
If you get Big Jelly out shooting threes, he ain't getting too many rebounds. That's what I'm saying. They got to play Garza. Let him pick up the 6 fouls, the 4 fouls, or whatever.
Yeah.
For him to get the rebounds and play some defense against the other guy on the Thunder, Hardenstein.
Yeah.
You got to play him some men.
Yeah. What you think the adjustment should be for OKC? So I mean, one thing we do know, SGA, he has to know that, all right, they playing me different now, right? They're pretty much giving me that pull up. But this is the thing. Minnesota got to understand that OKC is going to have an adjustment for that. So they can't come back and play that same exact way. If they do want to play that same exact way, they got to mix it up a whole lot more. So maybe they double coming off the screen a little bit, and then every now and then they drop coverage like that and give him that mid range. But he gonna be ready for that next game. So I'm interested to see that chess match between them. What else they got to do?
All of them gonna be ready. All of them gonna be ready. Caruso gonna be ready. Oh, because they're a veteran. I mean, not a veteran team, but he got some veteran bench players.
Yeah.
But still in all, Minnesota has got to play more than the 7-man rotation.
Yeah. How you think the game will get called in game 4?
It's still gonna get called a little bit tighter. Because now the Oklahoma City fans and everybody else gonna start crying about what they doing to Shea, and they playing Shea.
Well, I don't
way.
know. I mean, they didn't do much to Shea. Shea did it to himself.
I understand that.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, but none of the players was complaining on the court though. Like if you look at their body language and their facial expression, they was like, yeah, okay, yeah, we know what it is tonight. Nobody complained. Like even when they got called for fouls, Caruso ripped Randall at the top of the key, and they called the foul before he even got the ball. Like as soon, So they was letting them know real early, not tonight, y'all, not tonight. It's at least not the first quarter. Let us build this lead, then y'all can do y'all thing. But now not tonight. We ain't about to let y'all get no sweep out here. But Caruso, when they called it, he looked and was like, all right, but that was it. That was the only person I seen that questioned any call, man. But I think they knew what it was.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they knew what it was.
It's gonna be they're gonna call it up and down. I don't think they're gonna call it up and down.
You never know. So let's go back to the Denver series. How did it change from game to game in the Denver series?
To me, it didn't change game for game. I just thought Denver was tired. Denver played sluggish throughout the whole thing, and with Aaron Gordon. I mean, not Aaron Gordon. With what's the name out there with a diaper on his shoulder? I mean, they couldn't. Come on, bro. It was not happening.
So this is what I've been observing as far as how the refs adjust to everything. I'm gonna go to the Boston series with New York. Boston was outmatching them in the first 2 games. They've had them beat by 20 in the first half, both games, 1 and 2. What changed in the fourth quarter? When it was still a blowout, the whistle changed to we ain't calling nothing, right? And doing an adjustment like that in game, like shell shocked Boston. Like they couldn't understand what the hell was going on. They was like, man, they pressing us, and they damn near playing press coverage like a cornerback on us, and we can't do nothing, right? And that helped New York make a comeback in both games, and they won both games.
Well, what's really hurt Boston is not having a real point guard.
I mean, I think what hurt them the most is taking all those threes, right? That hurt them the most. Their whole offense was just different, right? So that hurt them the most. But as far as them losing those games in the fourth quarter, the whistle did change. I do got to admit that, right? And the same thing happened in Indiana versus Cavs as well. That in the fourth quarter, the whistle changed. So that's what I noticed on the East Coast. On the West, it was similar but kind of different. They didn't change it in the fourth except for that game 1. OKC had game 1-1, and then something changed in the fourth, and Denver came back and won it. That was OKC fault. They made a whole bunch of bonehead plays in the first quarter. But then it started flip-flopping. One game, Jokic can't get no calls. Then the next game he can, right? So the games that Jokic couldn't get calls, they usually lost. The games that he could the games that he could get calls, they won.
But that was the games in OKC and games in Denver.
Pretty much. So from what we've seen, what do you think? Like, what are you expecting in game 4? Are they go call it just like they called it today, or they go back to how they called it in OKC?
No, they gonna call it well. As far as everybody, if you want to look at it in that perspective, they're gonna call it like they call it today. But OKC is still gonna play better.
Yeah, they probably will. They probably will, and they should. If they don't, then they going back home tied 2-2. So we'll see what happens. It's all entertainment, man. This is the type of entertainment that NBA want to give us. and we just got to accept that. I can't get mad at how Sylvester Stallone write his Rocky movies. I just got to sit down in the theater and enjoy it. So,
well, the real TV watching, I have to tell the truth, even though I'm a West Coast guy, the East has been more entertaining than the West so far.
Let's see. Yeah, I gotta admit that. Yeah, Indiana is mostly Indiana.
Yeah.
Indiana is making it real easy to watch. Yeah.
Halliburton, hallelujah.
Yeah. They
I'll let you see the next caller.
All right, bro. Appreciate it. Thanks for the call.
All right.
All right, let's get another phone call, man. They calling Halliburton, they calling his fan base the Halliban, like the Taliban. I thought that was funny. I think I seen it on 93 Zay's YouTube channel, man. Real good YouTube channel, 93 Zay. Or is it Zay 93? 93 Zay. Yeah, 93 Zay. Yeah, but I'll take a couple more phone calls before we close it out and get ready for whoever playing tomorrow. Is that game tomorrow? Is New York playing tomorrow? I was shocked that they played today because I think I thought they was gonna get more days off before they played. I thought they was gonna play tomorrow. I didn't even know they was playing today. Let's see who play. Yeah, Knicks playing tomorrow. They ain't giving these boys no time. I understand when you get the 2 straight games in one city, that between those games you only get the 1 day and then you playing again. But when you got to travel to the next city, I really thought they was gonna get 2 days off and play on the 3rd day. So that's interesting. Know your boy. What's up, brother?
Hey, bro. I ain't expect no blowout, but I expect Minnesota to come out with that type of intensity and level of play. But it was a great game by them. Like, they answered the call. I guess it was a lot of pride in, people talking about 4-1, 4-0. I was one of those. But that's why I gave them at least 1 game. Now, game 3 going to be the deciding factor because the one who win game 3 always go on to win the series majority of the time.
Yeah.
So can OKC bounce back? Can they stay focused? They knew they couldn't get this game. So I just figured, we up 2-0. We out of it. So we still gonna do what we do, but game 3 gonna be the deciding factor. Now if Minnesota could come back and tie this up, now we got a different ball game. I still got OKC just because of the depth that they do use. I think Minnesota should go deep because they have other pieces that they can throw out there to go run with the OKC younger guys. Somebody made a good point in the chat. DiMincenzo and Nas not a good ball handler, but you got Aaron Shannon Jr., you got Dillingham, you got other pieces that you can throw out there, whether they're young. You could put Clark out there. He's a great defender, just to try to pressure SGA more. Is Finch going to really go with the younger core, the match their younger core, and just let the chips fall where they may? But all around good game by Minnesota, man. They had to answer the bell. They couldn't go down 3-0. They knew it would have been over there. For to see them fight back with the resilience that they did tonight and to come out and answer that call, we got ourselves a series, you can say. Because I don't think Ant-Man wanted to go out like that anyway. Because we do look at him as a next generational talent.
Correct.
So with that being said, bro, let's just see how the cookie crumble, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I want this series to go 7. 2 young upcoming superstars. They both in the West. This could be a rivalry to come. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking at too now. So Ant has to answer the call. He have to.
Yeah. What would you think the biggest adjustment for Minnesota was tonight?
Nah, to me that was just more focused. It was just more locked in. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. And what was different for OKC? Was they not locked in? Hello?
I'm coming, man. Hold on, I'm coming.
Oh, okay. James at work hiding. Boss man that walked in. He done put his phone in his back pocket.
Nah, I'm no somebody. somebody next door had knocked on the door to tell me something because they had a graduation party over there.
Oh, okay.
So, it's graduation time. So
what the hoes
when I
looking
was
like over there?
saying,
Ain't no aunties over there.
oh, there was plentiful out here. I ain't gonna lie, man. Then she just told me they got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They got a four games in a row next week. Ain't no days off next week. I was like, oh, I'm ready. They be bringing us food and stuff like that. Houston shows love, man. Ain't gonna lie, it's live out here.
Yeah.
But OKC they just gotta beat them. You're gonna have bad games, you know what I mean? I couldn't watch the real whole game like I want to because I work overnight now instead of the morning shift. Normally I used to work the morning shift, so I'd be home to catch a lot of stuff, be on live with a lot of people, go channel to channel, say my little things, ins and outs of the game or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was just in and out, and I seen that. So when I seen that how Minnesota started, I was like, oh yeah, they focus. They focus. They just remind me of a Minnesota that we used to seeing. Because remember the last couple of games.
But James, it wasn't so much about how Minnesota started because you could still win a game with them starting like that. It was about how OKC, or not even OKC, it was how SGA started. He passed up a lot of shots. Now the first couple he passed up, he got an assist off of him. That's cool. But once I started seeing that they was playing that drop coverage on him and he wasn't taking advantage of it and pulling up and hitting it.
Being aggressive.
I said, man, I don't know what he on tonight, man, but maybe he like trying to let the game come to him. But the game got out of hand before he actually let it come to him. Like it got too far gone, man. So he waited too late to kind of put his foot on the gas. But he got to go back and watch film and say, okay, that's what they doing. All right, I gotta take advantage of it and be ready next game.
I think he'll do that though, because
I think he will too.
The thing about SGA, I watched that in game one. He shot 2 for 8. He wasn't that aggressive, but J-Dub had it going. You know what I mean? So then when the second half came, the same thing happened with Denver. That's why that game was back and forth and went game 7. He picked his spots. He wasn't aggressive every game, trying to get other people involved. But if you the leader, SGA, you got to set the tone, especially when you got a chance to put your foot on people's neck. It ain't time to be sharing the ball like that because your team going to follow you regardless if they see you going at it hard like that. So sometimes your teammates might not have it. And that's a good point that you brought up. Him not being aggressive in the beginning, that cost him. And that's why they got the doors blown off them.
They got the doors blown off of them. I mean, they probably, if he would have came out aggressive and scored 30, they probably would have just lost by 15.
That's what I'm saying. I take that, but it's
they didn't.
Blowout,
But they
like
didn't match. Yeah, they didn't match Minnesota tonight, man. So this was an L. This L was coming to them from the tip off, man. They was gonna catch these elbows and they was gonna get this loss tonight.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I can't wait to see what game 3. I mean, game 4 have in store.
Game 4 might be the real game. Game 4 or maybe game 5. I don't know. I mean, it's two things that can happen. They can call it exactly how they called it tonight, and OKC can still not be ready for it. But
I ain't gonna lie, I think you're a Nostradamus, bro, because you said that if SGA don't get those calls, because him not being aggressive, that might be the detriment of that team. And when SGA do be aggressive and he gets to his spots and he be that leader, I think that's when they play well. But bro, game 4, I can't wait, bro. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because I think they both will be ready, and I think we go see. We really go see both teams at their best, man. It almost like and this is how I explain it to people in private. I probably said it a couple of times on my podcast, but this is what I really believe. I always believe this, right? You can kind of compare how they do sports, especially basketball in the NBA, to how they do big matches in the WWE. So like normal, if Stone Cold is fighting someone, what happens if he was able to get his finishing moves, the Stone Cold stun on them? They getting pinned after that, right?
Yes.
If The Rock does the rock bottom on somebody, they getting pinned after that, right? Nobody survived finishing moves unless The Rock and Stone Cold is fighting each other. And now you got your biggest star with a huge fan base, Stone Cold, with another bigger mega star with a huge fan base. We got to satisfy both of them. I can't let Rock bottom him and let his fans see the rock bottom and see him do his move if I don't show Stone Cold as well. So in a match like that, you got to expect that both of them go do their finishing move. You go see the rock bottom, you go see the stunner, and they both go get up from it, and then we go let y'all fight. So that's how series go. We gotta let the OKC fans see the best of OKC. We gotta let the Minnesota fans see the best of Minnesota, and then it's gonna be a game where we let y'all figure it out yourselves. And that's what they did.
That's a good analogy. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
I ain't think about it like that. And I'm a wrestling man back in the gap, but not right now. But I'm saying back then I know what you're talking about with the mega stars.
Yeah. So that's what we seen in the Denver series. Everybody was like, man, how the hell Denver is as bad as that team was and how injured they was? How the hell they take OKC to 7 games? And that's what it was at. We're gonna let y'all see the best of OKC. And they like when we give OKC the calls, OKC was 40 points better than Denver. When we gave Denver the calls, it was a close game, but Denver was able to pull them out, right? And then in Game 7, it was like, hey, y'all figure it out. It's up to y'all. we ain't putting our hands on Game 7, and OKC came out and beat them by 40.
So do you think this series can go Game 7?
Absolutely, it can go 7 games. It can go 7 games, but trust me, that 7 game. They go let them play. They go barely call fouls. You know, you got to figure that game out yourself. So, you know, whatever happens. But, you know, you got to expect if SGA was able to get his 10 to 13 free throws in OKC 2 games in a row, you got to expect him not to be able to get them in Minnesota. I mean, you just got to expect that. So they got to figure out how they can win without getting calls in game 4.
Yeah, but you called that though. You that's the first thing you brought up after they went down 2-0 is they gonna get him the same calls they did with the home cooking.
Absolutely.
So I figured they wasn't at some point they was gonna let him play like, but I think if they can find some way to squeeze that game 4 out and protect home court, we got ourselves a ball game.
Absolutely.
And I want to see it because you giving us something to watch, keeping us busy now. Because it's always a tug of war when you got 2 superstar caliber players like that.
Mm-hmm. And we've seen, we just now seen Edwards at his best, right? Didn't it feel good? Like, wow, we get to see this. Now, how would you have felt as a fan if we never got to see Edwards have his game like this? We got to see SGA do it twice. Now we got to see Edwards do it. See him do it again.
I think he can do it.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but how
he got the potential and talent.
Of course, but how do you feel as a fan that you were able to see Minnesota come out here and blow them out like that? It makes you more engaged. Now you want to watch Game 4. You get what I'm saying? The NBA know what they're doing. Just
it's about the money at the end of the day. It's about the money. So I think these the best 2 teams to do it with, though. You ask me, because like I said, if you really look at and SGA, they're in the same conference. This could be like Bird and Magic. You know what I mean? Like when they was going there, even though it was different conferences, this could be like a Chicago, New York. New York always had when John tried to get past the Pistons, he finally got over that hump. Is Ant gonna stay aggressive? If Ant gonna play the game the right way? And
I think he is. He's played the game right in Game 2 and Game 3.
I see.
Right.
Yeah,
the only game that he get a lot of critique for is Game 1. Game 2 was a whole lot better. He did shoot a lot of threes. He shot 9 of them. He only made 1. And he did the same thing this game. He shot 8 threes, but he made 5 of them. So if he's making them,
he was
missing.
high to 6 threes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was high to 6. And one thing about him, I could say, when he is zoned and locked in, it's hard to stop him.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to stop him.
And that's when what Sports T was saying the other day or yesterday with his athleticism and his explosiveness. If he's going to play that well, if he's going to make his threes, and then he's also going to post up and take mid range, then that's when that's when he's playing the game at a high level, the way SGA plays at a high level. And then if they're evenly matched, then his athleticism is something that can carry him over the top to be a better player. But right now he don't have it up here mentally like SGA has it. But we didn't see it from SGA tonight for sure. He laid a goose egg.
Yeah, he got to get cooked and deserve all the praise. That's why I can't wait to see how far this series can go. To be honest with you, I say 4 to 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
Now, depending on how SGA and them come out in game 4, if they can set the tone, because I know they're a good road team as well. You know what I mean? So it's not like they can't do it, but I don't want them to get distracted by this game because they had to know that they was gonna get Minnesota best tonight, and for them to
Correct.
go out like they did, it's kind of disappointing. But like you said, when they was making those fouls, they wasn't even much fussing. They already knew what it was gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
So, but look, we about to talk this one up. We gonna regroup. And boy, game 4 gonna be electric like a WrestleMania, SummerSlam.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? The
yeah.
Royal Rumble. So this is gonna be the deciding factor. Now, I want to see Ant stay the same way because game 2 he did. Like you say, even though he took them 9 threes, but he stayed aggressive. When Julius Randle ain't show up, they locked him up a little bit, took him out his rhythm, and took him out the game. But now that people starting to get tracked, sometimes it take you like 2 to 3 games, maybe 4 games to see what's going on, to make real adjustments. So this gonna be a coaching chess match. We already know what the players gonna do. Now it's up to the coaches. All right, I seen your best game. I seen you do 2-0. Now we done came back and really slapped you like we slapped you. Bro, there was a total beatdown. I ain't think OKC was going to go out like that. I thought it would at least be a little dog. Like you say,
Crazy
10,
beat down.
15 games.
Crazy beat down.
But there was an annihilation, bro. And when I seen the score, I'm at work. I'm like, damn, it's 21-8. Then I looked again. It's 72-48. I'm like, oh, no. These people ain't doing nothing tonight. So that really made me tune in because the crowd had calmed down a little bit for me. So I was able to cut it on and catch a little bit of it. I was like, man, OKC by you, I might as well just rest y'all starters and come back game 4 focused and ready. Go back to the drawing board. And that's what I think they're going to be able to do now. I still think maybe 4 or 5. I'm giving it 6 to where I seen it tonight. Now I got to go extra game. But I would love to see a 7-game series like y'all did with them in Denver because, like I said, these 2 players right here is the future. When you get rid of the old heads and you start pushing the Joker narrative, these 2 teams is prime. They both top 5, top 2, 1 in defense, 1 and 2 in defense for my acknowledgement as far as playoffs. OKC. They just ain't show up on the offensive end. And if you don't show up on the offensive end, your defense going to take a hit. Mm-hmm. And being aggressive and doing what he did. Like you say, he made 5 threes. And then once you see that, the rim just going to get bigger and bigger. Now you think I'm going to shoot this 3 because I'm hot. Now I'm about to blow by you. Now I'm about to get in my real bag. Now I'm about to get in the paint and make you work even much harder to defend me because I'm just that athletic than half of you guys besides Shea. And I don't like the way Shea came out not being aggressive. Like that's something he gonna have to learn coming down the pipeline too.
Especially when you was aggressive and he came out after he got the MVP in game 2 and he was aggressive right away. Like he knew how important it was to get that game. And I expected them to lose game 2. I picked T-Wolves in game 2, right? But OKC shocked me in the way he came out. SGA came out in game 2. I was like, oh, they coming to get this game. So they protect the home court advantage. They got both games at home. Their job coming to Minnesota is to get one of these games, right? So I hope they didn't come out in game 3, not as focused on getting this game because they know they had 2 opportunities to steal a game. Because you never know, man. Like, I mean, you could have came out unfocused, lost last night, and somebody could have twisted their ankle and you didn't have it for game 4. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't like the fact that I don't like the fact that SGA as the leader came out not wanting this game, but it happens to the best of them, man. The Bulls didn't get every game either. They got their lunch ate in some of their series as well. Indiana took them 7 games. The Knicks used to take them to 6 or 7 a lot. Man, they didn't go to 7 games in the finals, but Indiana.
Yeah, but in the Eastern Conference, you're right.
Yeah,
the Knicks they went to 7 games a couple of times with the Knicks, and they went with Indiana. So,
I mean, it is what it is. You can't get them all. They lost a game in Minnesota. They got an opportunity to get game 4, which was still a game, and go back home 3-1. Or they can go back home 2-2. So, yeah, like you said, man, how they come out in that first quarter is going to be very key in Game 4, man. But thanks, man. Thanks for the call.
All right, man. Have a blessed night, man. Oh, y'all.
All right, no doubt.
All right.
All right, I can get probably one, maybe two more calls. Then I want to talk a little bit about Jokic. Black Diesel said, "What does somebody calling me from FaceTime audio? FaceTime. Hey, caller, what's up, man? Hold on. Don't go yet. Let me read this comment. Black Diesel said, "What does SGA not showing up have to do with the WWE email? Your boy didn't show up today. Stop the excuses. SGA is not my boy, right? He's a basketball player. I like basketball. Remember, I don't like men. I don't like the men that play basketball. I like basketball. He's not my boy. Just because I say somebody plays well or somebody plays good or I pick somebody for MVP don't mean that's my boy. Y'all got to stop that. I'm not that type of fan. I'm a fan of the sport. I'm not a fan of a player to where I have to be the one to be held accountable for what a player does on the court. You can't hold me accountable for what SGA did or didn't do. I've already called him out. I've already said he played horrible. I already said he didn't show up as the leader. I've already said all those things, and I already said.
Well, man, you gotta kind of expect this, though. You kind of gave him
of course.
I mean,
I expect it, but people gotta understand what real is or what reality is. I'm not that type of dude. Like y'all can go to another channel and say,
yeah, I know that. I'm just
call this guy.
So I know you ain't.
Yeah. But anyway, caller, what's up, man? Where you calling from?
Man, I'm calling from Jamaica, man.
Oh, okay. What's good? What's popping, man? What time is it out there?
Man, it's now 7 minutes past 11
in the morning.
No, nighttime.
Nighttime. Okay. All right, got it. All right, what's up,
man? The major difference I noticed tonight, it was just desperation from the Wolves, and I think it kind of caught OKC off guard. Normally, I think the first two games kind of set them up for this blowout because they basically just waltzed in and they just did what they want for the first two quarters, and then the third quarter they normally just hit the turbo. But tonight, I think the Wolves punched him in the mouth early. Correct. And they didn't get. I think Shea didn't get a chance to set the tone in which he normally did.
Yeah.
And that just threw off the whole. And I think Randall, he was upset from game 2.
Yeah.
And I think if you realize the first couple of plays, they ran for him, inside out. I think he had a couple of fadeaways early, and I think him and Ant set the tone early. And then that rookie in the second quarter, I don't think they expected that type of reaction from Finch, because I didn't expect to see that young guy so early. And I think that was a major difference tonight. And I don't think OKC got a chance to really get in the game. They just got punched out early from the first quarter.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's pretty much how it happened, man. But like I said, my main critique is the miscalculation on SGA's part, because I could see him trying to weather the storm a little bit emotionally, like saying, he described game 2 after he got the MVP. He said he had so much energy.
Yeah.
When the game started, that he was trying to make sure he was calm and not too jittery or whatnot, right? He said he kind of calmed down.
But tonight, though, he seemed very undecisive.
But tonight the crowd in Minnesota was so ready,
loud,
and I could tell SGA was like, I'm not gonna let the crowd force me into shooting my team out of the game.
Yeah, so but I think they're gonna win game 3 though, because I was listening to him in game 4. I was listening to him in the mic up. And the way he was looking at the game I can see that he's already getting ready for game 4.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, he could control what we could. We'd probably still lose, but it wouldn't look this bad.
Yeah.
I think that's a great mentality for a young star.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna come out and steal game 4. That's just a feeling that I have.
It's possible.
But I don't think Wolves will come out this desperate. I just don't think they want it to be swept.
No, they will. They'll come out desperate, but I mean it's so many factors to it. Is what T-Wolves are going to do, is what SGA is going to, not SGA, but OKC is going to do. And it's also what type of environment are the refs gonna set and foster? You know what I'm saying? Because it's different. It's different emphasis on the game every game. Like the referees get different grade sheets. Hey, this is what we want y'all to emphasize today. It's different from game to game, right? You know,
somebody said in the chat that is the entertainment industry.
It is. But
entertainment is first.
So what? So it's three phases: the environment that the referees set up, and then what both teams are going to do in that environment. So it's a lot that we got to look for in Game 4, man. But we'll see.
Before I go though, I just want to say that I wasn't entirely impressed with Ant's performance tonight because I think he's still in love with the three. I don't think if he's not aggressive attacking the rim, they'll be one-dimensional. And I don't think he was ultra aggressive getting to the rim tonight. He was. I think it's going to set him up for Game 4 to be in love with that three again. And if it's not falling, then they'll just look like they're stuck in mud.
Yeah. We'll see though.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for the call, bro.
Man, but I'm gonna keep tuning in.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe too. Because this your first time calling in, man. Make sure you keep calling in.
Good call. Already. I'm
subscribed. Good. All right, good. Well, keep calling in. That's a good call.
Thanks, man.
All right, no doubt. All right, I can take one more. I think. Hold on, Black Diesel, you need to call in, big dog. I can't keep reading all these all caps messages, man. Come on, man. Call in, man. Mel, in no way was I. What? What? I don't even know how. Intimidating me. What? Anyway, I don't know what you're trying to say, but you said something, have love for SGA in no other way than a man who respects his game. Yeah, I do respect his game. Start reading what's not there, but you have to take this critique. What critique? Oh, I supposed to get critique. Okay, so and this is why I'm not a fan of a team. I don't participate in indirect critique. Like I'm not part of the game plan, and I'm not SGA's trainer. I'm not his coach. I don't know how I can get critique just because I point out that he's a good player. I also point out that Edwards is a good player. Did I get critique when Edwards lost 2 games in a row? I did not. So I guess you're trying to project what you feel about SGA on people who feel different about SGA. So if you feel SGA is not here and someone else feels he's there, then whenever he doesn't play up to this potential, then you're going to come for the people who have an opinion that he's there. I guess that's what you're doing, right? But have at it. I don't know, man. I mean, it don't affect me at all. But you can call in, don't have a conversation. You can call in. Yeah, OKC do make good adjustments. OKC does make good adjustments. But yeah, Black Diesel, I'm going to continue to say that. Like, I do have to continue to explain to people like you that I like basketball. I actually love basketball. I don't love men that play basketball, right? I don't even love the women that play basketball, right? I don't love strangers, right? So I don't have an emotion toward athletes like that. But the sport, I love the sport. There's the number right there, Black Diesel. Call in. You'll be my last caller. Tony Harper said, you guys telling me that NBA crowds are more crazy than those college kids, meaning you're saying that SGA wasn't expecting the crowd to be like that. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that he was trying to, in my opinion, I think that the crowd was so revved up that things like that can speed you up, and playing in a hostile environment and the hostile crowd can speed you up and have you playing too energetic, right? And trying too hard, and that can take your team out of the game. So it seemed like he was trying to calm himself down and not fall into like, I want to shut the crowd up, and I'm taking all these ill-advised shots because I want to shut the crowd up, because that's how you shut the crowd up. You make buckets, so they was giving him the mid-range, and he wasn't trusting himself to take it because he felt like, I'm about to shoot my team out of the game or something like that. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. Carla, what's good, man?
Yo, Mel, is this me?
Yeah, you live. What's up?
My brother, man. First, I just want to say, this is Black Diesel, by the way.
What's good, brother?
Yo, I just want to tell you, man, love your channel. Love what you and people been doing. I've been following you for quite some time, man.
Appreciate that, dog.
Yo, for real, bro. So don't take my critique as anything negative, brother. You know what I mean? I really love what you, Dom, and everybody do over there, man.
Yeah, but I get that it's fun. I do it too when my friend when Kansas City lose. I get on them.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying I'm just trying to tell y'all I'm the wrong Tree to Barker. I'm telling you, I do not have a connection with any team or any player. I don't even feel it. So it's like,
yeah. And brother, I just want to say this to you as well, man. Just first, I wanted to get that out of the way. And again, I'm the same way like you, man. You know what I mean? And again, I didn't want you, and I said intimating, meaning I didn't want to intimate.
Oh, okay.
Meaning that, yeah, you know what I mean? So I wanted to clarify that it was unnecessary to say, you know what I mean? When I say intimating, meaning I did not want to put forward in any way.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
That you know what I mean? That you would look at men other than.
Oh no, I knew you were. I knew you wasn't insinuating that at all. But that's
I think that's the word I should have used. I should have used insinuating.
Nah, but I wasn't saying that you was like that's a line I've been using for years. Like I just say, look, yeah. So they ain't had nothing to do with your comment. It's just I always tell people I like basketball, not the men that play it. You know, that's just a line.
And you know what? And I'm the same way, man. And again, I just want to tell you because I don't really call in often. I listen to you and Sports Tea and you guys a lot. Love your show, as I say again. And I just want to honestly, because I have this time to say this to you, I've been following the women's game as well for a long time. I go back to the Houston Comets. I go back to Cheryl Swoop.
Oh, Cynthia Cooper
and all of those guys. So I wanted to tell you that I appreciate the fact that somebody like yourself bigs the women's game up, man. Because like I said, I've been following that long.
Oh, so you've been watching since last? Oh yeah. We was on the WNBA real heavy last year.
Yes, indeed, brother.
Yeah.
So and I don't see too many brothers really big the ladies' game up.
Yeah.
In the way that you do, because you speak to some people in the game that a lot of people, unless you watch the game, are not aware of. Yeah. I'm aware of it because I've been watching it, following it for quite a long time, bro. Yeah. And I just wanted to appreciate you on that.
Man, I thank you, man. Thank you for that, for sure.
You know what I mean? And also, like I say, you know what I mean? And I think, again, it's there's debate and there's healthy debate.
Yeah.
And I agree with you that some people take this a little too far.
Yeah. Hey, I love a good healthy debate. Once I find out that I got a person like yourself that we get go like that back and forth with, then it's all fun. Now that I've talked to you and stuff like that, now it's all fun and games. Yeah. Now you know what I mean. Now we can have fun with it. Yeah, I love that.
Right. And yeah, I appreciate that, and I think in this space, which I think you can agree with, you don't find that a lot. Some people don't know where to draw the line, man. They don't know how to draw the line. So when I find a healthy space, and more importantly as well, and I want to say this to you, I think your channel is extremely underrated. Extremely, brother. Because I see other people that have like channels and they do the antics and the craziness. They don't get as pure with yourself and your community, the people you surround yourself with. And I'm talking Dom and all these other brothers and sisters that you surround yourself with. And they get hundreds and thousands of views, millions of views, and they don't cover the game or know the game in the nuances and stuff that you guys do. And I think it's an atrocity that your channel doesn't get a larger view, brother.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get there someday though. So I mean, I can just keep pushing stuff out there, man. And y'all can keep spreading the word, keep hitting the like button, keep calling in, keep commenting, keep sharing it, keep telling people about it. It'll get there. It'll get there. I mean,
and I know, but I know within that as well, Mel, it's a frustrating thing. Yeah, because I know you have to sit down and see that and know that other people's product is inferior to yours. You know what I mean? Yeah. It is, man.
Yeah.
And I know it's hard to do that, but again, I want to also comment and say, man, it's great to see you building out what you're building out over there as far as the background and all that stuff, man. You're putting back into your product, man. I just appreciate you and what you do, brother.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
But again, man, I'm not gonna keep you too long, but this is Black. I will be calling in again. Thank you for what you do. We'll get into some SGA stuff as this continues, brother.
All right.
All right, brother. Have a good night, man.
All right, you too. Thanks, bro.
All right, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Underrated channel. He said underrated channel. Yeah. I mean, it's probably underrated, but you know, a slow grind is a grind. Slow motion is still motion, right? So I move in slow motion. Would I be happy if I was at like 100,000 subscribers and we was getting like 50,000 views every video, and having like, 2,000, 3,000 live viewers? That'd be dope. But we'll get there. Maybe a year, maybe 2 years. But I like the 200 that's in here right now, and the people that call in. All that stuff is dope. I like our community. So I don't want to grow too fast, but I don't want, long as we moving, we moving. So it is what it is. And y'all helping me get there. So I appreciate that. But any more phone calls, man? Do anybody else want to call and hang SGA up and nail him to the cross tonight? Let's nail him to the cross tonight. Who else want to call in and nail him to the cross? Call 11 to Beach Girl Carly said, sometimes you yourself is the problem. They need tapes of MJ and Kobe on how to take that as a challenge and not let anxiety take over. Yeah, Beach Girl Carly. Yeah, if you talking about SGA, yeah, but dang, man, Kobe was his idol. He didn't even get a chance to even meet that dude. Never went to the Mamba Academy, none of that, man. Kyrie was able to meet his idol and play with him at the FIBA and call him for advice and go to the Mamba Academy. And SGA just talked about not too long ago about that being one of his regrets that, he never got to meet him. But he said Kobe was absolutely his GOAT, his favorite player, his idol. You could tell he modeled a little bit of his game after Kobe. The only difference is Kobe played off the ball. He plays point guard. They got, similar body type, same height. Both utilize the mid-range. So he can't call Kobe for advice like Kyrie could. But he got Michael Jordan right there. So, but Michael Jordan go want him to sign with Jordan Brand for some advice. He'll give Melo advice because Melo on Jordan Brand, and he gave Kobe advice because Kobe just wouldn't take no for an answer. And, Kobe forced himself to be MJ's little brother. So, he get that advice like that. But SGA, if you go call him, and I want to say Anthony Edwards called him this year and talked to him about some stuff, man. So at some point, SGA, man, pick up the phone, call Mike. You know what I mean? I know you love Kobe, but hey, Mike's right there. And he probably could talk to you about, hey, how to approach this game 3 and how to do it mentally and what to expect and what to do with the jitters. Like, as soon if I was the coach and I seen how energized Minnesota came out and how energized that crowd was, and I seen how they was guarding SGA and drop and basically saying take the threes or just come meet me in the mid-range so I can contest your shot. That's a different look than he was getting in the first 2 games. I would have called a timeout and told him, all right, I'm about to take you off the ball. I'm about to give the point to somebody else, right? Because they got a game plan specifically for you at the top of the key with the ball and how you get your points. I would have told him right now, all your damage got to be done off the ball right now. Like, you got to be quick with that. So the fact that their coach wasn't expecting some type of adjustment from Minnesota, especially going back home, you're going to have the crowd against you. The whistle's going to be with Minnesota, and they're going to have an adjustment. Those 3 things you got to be prepared for, right? So they should have already been telling SGA, expect something different. When we see what it is, then we can guess what it is and prepare for it through film work right now. But when we see it in the first quarter, we see what the adjustment is. We're calling a timeout and we going with a counter. They never countered it. They kept them on the ball, and that game plan was just working to perfection for them. I would have took them off the ball, put Isaiah Joe in real early, gave him the point, or put Carson Wallace in and gave him Cason Wallace and gave him the point. Put SGA off the ball and said, all right, now y'all got to make another adjustment in game because now he's off the ball. Now what are you going to do? But maybe they wanted to see a full, like maybe they just felt like this was a throwaway game and they was gonna lose it anyway, regardless whether it's gonna be a blowout or a close game. They was probably gonna lose it. And they was like, well, let's let them shoot all their bullets out and let's see their entire defensive game plan for SGA for the whole game, and let's get all that film work so we can study it. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but we go see what they made of from the coaching standpoint, from the player leadership standpoint with SGA on both ends, and we'll see that in Game 4 for sure. But yeah, that's a good point, Beach Girl. Hey, call in, man. Don't make me read all these comments, y'all. Call in. Beach Girl said we got you. All right, man. Y'all better be here for the whole ride, man. When I get to 100K. Yeah, don't disappear. Tony Harper said, thanks for answering my question, but I just feel as though these guys are professionals. Dang, which question was it, Tom? I remember I said something. I forgot which question it was, though. But I'm glad I answered it, though. SGA letting his head work against him. Yeah. I mean, but the third quarter was a little bit better. But once they realized they couldn't catch up, they was like, all right, pack it in. But he came out a little better in the third quarter. So Ant-Man better call him. That's his pops. Hey, they putting MJ on everybody, man. They said Jimmy Butler was his son, man. Yep, there you go right there. Yeah, definitely hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. I was just watching some film on Maya Moore earlier today when she was at Connecticut. I think man, look, Maya Moore was so good, man. First of all, her size. She was a wide body with guard skills and post skills. That was insane. Jump shot was wet from the mid range. She could hit the three. But when she get the ball, she played like such a pro while she was at Connecticut, while she was at UConn. I'm talking about jab right, one dribble left, pull up. Jab right, two dribbles left, pull up. You know what I mean? Jab right, left, and then go right all the way to the cup. Then I'm in the post when I got a mouse in the house. Catch, turn, fade. I mean, no wasted dribbles, no wasted movements. That's how I like to see basketball played. It's cool to be like the first thing you learn in basketball when you're good, like if you get a head start on your age group, and let's say you're faster, or you're the first one to have a handle on the ball, or you're bigger, whatever the case be, when you have an advantage, the first thing you learn is how to beat your man off the dribble, get to the hole, right? The second thing you're going to learn for a young player, if you can beat your man off the dribble, but you're right-handed, then the coaches are going to start saying guard him left. So the next thing you have to learn is, can I beat him off the dribble going left and then finish left? Then if you could do it going both ways, then the next thing is, okay, do he got a jump shot? Back off of him. If he's too fast and he's blowing by everybody, back off of him. Give him the jump shot. And then you got to develop your jump shot. Very simple, right? But what you have to learn after that, once you start going up levels, is, okay, what if I can't get my shot with the ball in my hand? What if the defense is that good? I can't go right, can't go left and get to the hole, and I can't shoot it unless I'm wide open, right? Now what? Can I get off the ball and run off some screens, catch and shoot? Can I get it in the post, catch and shoot, or turn fade, drop step, up and under? Can I fade over both shoulders, right? Can I do those things? Or can I beat my man off just triple threat with one or two dribble pull-ups without getting all the way to the rim, right? So those are when you're advancing. So when I see a player really good like SGA or Anthony Edwards, and I see them doing all their work with the ball in their hand, that's elementary to me. Like with Luka, all his work, 95% of his work is at the top of the key with the ball in his hand. That's what we did in 5th grade. LeBron, most of his work, top of the key with the ball in his hand. That's 5th grade work. So if you're still doing that, and for LeBron, it's because he still got an advantage. He still can beat people out the dribble. But where's the advancement to where you develop what Carmelo has in the mid range, or what Carmelo has in the post, or what Kobe has in the mid range and in the post, low post, high post, mid post, what Kevin Durant can do off catch and shoot, what Rip Hamilton can do off catch and shoot, what Reggie do off catch and shoot, everything off ball. Can I go stand in the corner? If I got a player like D Wade that can handle the ball, can I go stand in the corner and be a shooter like Reggie Miller while I'm a threat? Or anybody that can shoot? You get what I'm saying? Like those things, that means you're mastering different parts of the game. If the game was like going from yellow belt all the way to black belt, it's a lot of these players that's not even black belts at offense, but they're getting by because they can still beat people out the dribble and get to the rim. That's what LeBron is. And Luka, James Harden, it's all about give me the ball, let me do this fifth grade work. They ain't got nothing else to the game, no wrinkles. So I don't even know why I went on that tangent, man, but that's how I see the game. He brought up Maya Moore, and she had all of that. With the ball, without the ball, on the perimeter, on the post, everything, man. She had it all, dog. She would have been a GOAT if she would have kept playing. Definitely would have had to been a GOAT, man. But all right, y'all. I'm gonna close it out if I don't get another phone call. Yeah, Russell Westbrook, man. He's still using his fifth grade game. But when you're a 1%er as far as speed and athleticism and size, like, you know, LeBron is like in the 1% of athleticism. So is Westbrook. So you can play fifth grade ball all the way up through college and all the way to the pros, because there's not a lot of people that can stay in front of you. So you don't have to develop everything Carmelo and KD had. You get what I'm saying? So they got a plethora of riches, man. Especially LeBron, 6'8", 6'9", 270, speed, leaping ability, strength. He got all of that, right? So when you got all of that, sometimes you ain't got to develop all that other stuff, and it only those weaknesses only show up when a team is good enough to force you into those weaknesses. And that's what we seen teams like Dallas in the finals do to LeBron, and teams like San Antonio in the finals, and teams like Golden State in the finals. You know, that had someone like Kawhi who can be strong enough to withstand his bumps going to the hole and stay with him enough where we don't have to bring a double. Yes, he still got his numbers. He still got his 30. But we was able to throw him on him without doubling. So that means, yeah, you get your 30 because you're shooting a lot, but all these guys that you usually get involved that are shooters, like you put all these Cal Corvers around you and all these Boobie Gibsons who get all their 3-point shots off of your pass. Now we're not doubling off of them. Now how they going to get their shots? They help you. So you still get your 30, but you get swept, right? So those are weaknesses that show up and hurt your team. Because you're still playing fifth grade basketball. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it. You know, he really comes off the ball and lead a team to some type of success. Every time he comes off the ball, the only thing he does is get his numbers, because the ball is eventually going to get back to him and he's going to run his fifth grade offense. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, just keep that in mind. But yeah, anyway, we'll see what's going on in game 4. I'll see y'all tomorrow night after the Knicks game. Peace.